Hello again, everybody. Zach Attack is here with the Attack Line Atak Sportz. That's right, Atak Sportz. For this Monday, August the 4th, 2014. I haven't made an Atak Sportz in a couple weeks. I want to do it today. There's some things to talk about in the sports land. Starting with football. Yes, last night, the preseason kicked off with the first preseason game, of course, at the Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio, as the Giants, led by Peyton Manning's brother Eli, took on the Bills. In the first game with their new defensive coordinator, formerly Detroit Lions coach Jim Schwartz. Well, Schwartz was a loser with the Lions, and I think he picked a bigger loser with the Bills, as they were leading. I didn't see the game per se, because I don't watch preseason that much, but I did watch the highlights, including at the last second, the last few minutes of the fourth quarter, I saw the highlight. The Giants were down by 3. It was 10-13. All of a sudden, Eli, second down, threw a Hail Mary pass. Great catch, by the way. I bitch about Eli all the time. I love his brother Peyton, but I'm not the biggest fan of Eli. I hate the Giants. But I'll give Eli credit for that great Hail Mary pass with a touchdown, leading the Giants to the win, 17-13. So there you go. Big news with NFL today. As we've recovered from the preseason opening, causing a lot of preseason games, starting officially this week, including one of my beloved teams, the Bears, playing on, I think they're playing Thursday on Friday, their first preseason game. Lions are playing their first preseason game on my birthday. And of course, I love the Bears, but my mom likes the Packers. And today, Packers fans got news that they've been waiting for a long time for. In a press conference, it was finally announced that Brett Favre will finally see his number 4 number be retired on Lambeau Field next season. It's on conjunction with today announcing the Packers are having a new Hall of Fame in their building, as Brett Favre will be the first name to be inducted into the new Packers Hall of Fame in a reception this July. And that'll coincide with the jersey, the number 4 number being retired finally in Lambeau Field. It's been talked about for years. Ever since Brett Favre finally stayed retired. And after all the bullshit, despite all the BS that Packers fan had to go through when he kind of betrayed the Packers and went to the Vikings, I think all is forgiven. I think the wounds have finally healed. If Brett Favre will finally appear on Lambeau Field for the first time in years next season, they don't know what game yet. But congrats to Brett Favre finally, after all this time, getting the recognition you deserve. The old saying goes, better late than never for Brett Favre to finally get into the Packers Hall of Fame next July, and we'll finally see his number retired next season. Not this season though, but they wanted it next season to coincide with the Packers Hall of Fame opening, because he's going to be in Lambeau, because it's on construction. It'll be open in July. So there you go, next July. Now, with some wrestling and UFC news. Start with UFC today. Today was the press conference to announce the big fight, UFC 178, which will take place on September the 20th, headlined by the new main event, as Daniel Cormier replacing the injured Gustafsson Kingston John Bones Jones. Now, Bonesy has been unbeatable. His last fight against Glover Teixeira was kind of a blowout. But I think this might be Jones' best and brutal challenge yet. As we saw by the press conference, big viral video, there was a brawl during the press conference, because at every UFC press conference, and also at the weigh-ins, knowing from personal experience, from seeing the weigh-ins and press conferences on the web, and being at a weigh-in myself, when UFC was in Detroit for the only fucking time 4 years ago, you have the stare down, the big face-off between the challenger and the champion, or just a regular fight. And all of a sudden, these two guys, Bones and Cormier, were nose to nose. Cormier shoved Jones, which led to Jones pushing everyone inside, just brawling with Cormier, stepping off the stage and into the main floor of the Mandalay Bay press room, where they were, not the Mandalay Bay, but MGM Grand. And it was very chaotic situation. I've seen the videos from fan shot videos and on UFC's Vine page. So if you think this is brutal now from the press conference, wait till the fight itself on Saturday, September the 20th. Should be a very intriguing event and a great comeback after the last pay-per-view got canceled. They're supposed to have a pay-per-view Saturday, but it got canceled due to lack of a main event. So there you go. Now, on some wrestling news, specifically WWE, it's Monday. You know what that means. It's my WWE Raw preview time. Now, I missed the Raw last week. I did record it on the DVR, so I did catch up on Raw. So I'll give you some of my thoughts from Raw from last week as I give you my top 5 questions that must be answered tonight for tonight's Raw in Texas. Starting with question number 5. We'll go down between Jericho and Bray Wyatt as they prepare for their match at SummerSlam. It was officially made last week. Jericho wanted Bray Wyatt last week, but he didn't get him last week. Instead, he got Seth Rollins in a very intriguing match until Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family beat him up to cause a disqualification. And as of right now, one of the Wyatts is being taken from ringside, so it'll finally be a one-on-one match. And I hope Bray Wyatt wins. He needs this win. WWE's fucking him up. They're fucking this up. The feud has not been as good as I thought it was going to be. You know, it's been lack of a feud. It's not getting the hype it should have gotten. The fans are chanting booing. So the better have Bray Wyatt win and in this feud, then Bray Wyatt climb back to the top again. Question number 4. What will Roman Reigns say after his attack from Randy Orton last week? Now, 2 weeks ago, we thought Orton was going to be the guy to take on John Cena until Roman Reigns came out to attack him. That would set up the possible match at SummerSlam. More seeds were planted as Roman Reigns was preparing for a match against Kane last week. Orton attacked him from behind with a vicious attack. RKO him everywhere, just brawling with him and just decimating him. And it could be a lead-in for the SummerSlam match. Although I'm hearing their house show matches have not been too exciting. So who knows if that match is even going to happen now. Knowing from the reports I've read that they've been wrestling at house shows as warm-ups and the matches have been sucking. That the matches have been as boring as Brock Lesnar versus Triple H matches. I'll get to him and Cena in a moment. Question number 3. How will they hype up Stephanie versus Brie Bella? Now, every fired superstar storyline always has to come down to a lawsuit. Then the person who's fired gets rehired. Last week we saw Brie Bella called down by Stephanie to try to settle the lawsuit after Stephanie slapped Brie Bella as a fan during this whole entire Brie Bella storyline bullshit. Well, Brie Bella's rehired. And the suit has been dropped and it'll lead towards Stephanie in her first match in 11 years to take on Brie Bella. Now, the Vicky Guerrero match doesn't count. This is her first real legit match in about 11 years. Now, she is a former women's champion. Can't believe I'm saying that. It's McMahon family. I think Abby McMahon, besides Linda's, held a championship in the family. That's including Triple H. Because he's family too now. Brother-in-law. Father-in-law events. So, we'll see how they're going to hype up Stephanie and Brie tonight. After the slap by Stephanie last week in a little brawl. The match is going to suck, though. Because both can't wrestle for crap. There's going to be a cat fight. That's all it's going to be. A fucking glorified cat fight between Stephanie and Brie. Speaking of SummerSlam, will there be any new matches made for SummerSlam tonight? That's question number 2. Now, we have added AJ against Paige.
I am unstoppable.
Now, there is rumors that AJ got injured after being tossed off the stage. Paige turned heel a couple weeks back. And now Paige tossed AJ off the stage on SmackDown. Apparently it's some sort of injury, storyline or not. But AJ is apparently going to be well enough to take on Paige at SummerSlam. We also got Rusev and Jack Swagger named for a flag match. So we'll probably get more matches tonight. Maybe a pre-show match as well. And finally, question number 1. What will go down between John Cena and Brock Lesnar tonight? In other words, will Lesnar show up tonight? Now, Lesnar and Cena have not been in the same building yet. 2 weeks ago when Lesnar accepted the challenge and was the guy named by Triple H, the Plan C. After Orton was attacked by Reigns, talked about that brawl earlier, Cena was nowhere to be found. he was shooting a movie. Then last week, Cena appeared. But no Lesnar, only Heyman. So we'll see if Lesnar and Cena will be in the same building. We're 2 weeks away from SummerSlam. They need to have some sort of confrontation tonight. We'll see all this and more tonight on Raw 8/7 Central on USA Network. That is it for Atak Sportz for today. See y'all later for my Raw review tonight. With that in mind, y'all been attacked by the sports news from Zach. Thank you again for watching. See ya. Yeah.